rest of it, I ask you this. If he does so in a hyper fashion, are these not the tools of a dictator? That's right, I put it to you bluntly. If he rejects the election, that means you. If he rejects the Congress, if he has as his ambition to rule without checks and balances, if he has as his ambition to institute his agenda come hell or high water, then that is not a president of the United States. That's something else. Is it not? Well, let's go back to Professor Mansfield. He says, to the extent that Obama must indulge in partisanship, it's for the sake of putting an end to it in the future, he claims. His politics is apolitical, Mansfield says. It considers its measures to be progressive and progress to be irreversible. In other words, Obama's post-partisanship is liberal hubris, by another name. Kessler goes on, liberals cursed by such hubris imagine they have the keys to the kingdom of history. They alone get to bless or condemn forevermore. Once Obamacare passed, it instantly joined the ranks of liberal social programs that were here to stay forever. Permanent parts of the modern state. World without end. That they're amen to that. To attempt to repeal it, such liberals think, would be not only foolish, unheard of, insane, and impossible, but downright immoral. That is against the laws of history. You heard this miscreant, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Democrat, Florida. Conservatives are supposed to be good losers, resigned to the left's control over the steering wheel and accelerator, but cheerful about getting to apply the brakes. Not too suddenly or firmly, please, in the curves. The notion that the clock could be turned back, that some limit in the state's growth could be discovered and enforced, that the people would hold in their hands, inspect carefully, but at least reject the holy grail of welfare state programs for which the left has been questing, just as Obama said, for 100 years. Why, the liberal mind reels. Even more than Reagan's victories or Clinton's failure to pass nationalized health care. This reversal would raise doubts in the liberal mind about the liberal project itself. Losing Obamacare, after winning it, would at the least be a serious blow to liberalism's sense of its own inevitability, the quasi-religious faith so central to all progressivism and so crucial in disarming the left's opponents. So conservative resistance to Obamacare must begin by confronting the historical voodoo by which liberals will try to frighten the right into believing that resistance is futile, that repeal is doomed. These gestures are best understood as a kind of war dance like the hakaka performed by New Zealand's rugby team before a match designed to intimidate the opposing players. But nothing is inevitable in politics. At least nothing of this sort, and conservatives should laugh at this attempt to get them to cooperate in their own defeat. Obamacare inclines America in the long run to some combination of the following: the sullen acceptance of government distributed scarcity, envy of people who have more than their fair share of health care, and growing alienation from a system that tries to play God but does so without wisdom, justice, or mercy. These toxic sentiments will be familiar to anyone who has lived under socialism, for they are in concomitance. When added to the caustic effects of dependency on government, they amount to a prescription for an American character increasingly unfit for self-government. As Ronald Reagan once warned, you can't socialize the doctors without also socializing the patients. Let me repeat that. You can't socialize the doctors without also socializing the patients. Charles Kessler, Claremont Institute, at Real Clear Politics not too long ago, sets the stage for what we've been talking about. What we've been talking about now for quite a while and emphasized yesterday. That is, we must not allow the media, the left in all its forms, in and out of government, supportive of government, attached to government, to define who we are and what we can do and we can't do. These people are literally destroying our nation. They're destroying our home. They're destroying what liberty has given us through 2 centuries and more. They reject the Constitution, as we've discussed at length, and as we quote one after another of their voices. This isn't what we want. This isn't who we are. So when they get up there and talk about a 26-year-old will be denied this, or a child with a pre-existing condition will be denied that. What price liberty, ladies and gentlemen? And how many more times are we going to be deceived by these frauds? By their various wars on poverty, wars on unemployment, wars on oil companies, wars on insurance companies, wars on this, that, and the other group. What has it gotten us? And where's it going to take us? Here's the deal. The deal is this system's going to collapse. Oh, it's going to collapse. The question is, how will it collapse? When will it collapse? And can it collapse in such a way where we can control it and benefit from it afterwards?